Because when you buy a dog or a puppy, most likely it's a puppy, it can range from $200 to over $1,000. And the average day American does not have $200 or $1,000 lying around in their pocket. At least no one in my family does. So, if you're going down the really cheap route, adoption. There's plenty of good dogs up for adoption that may be even better than the puppy you get. Who knows? I mean, the pet. Even before you get your dog or puppy, you want to get a collar. Now, if you get a collar before you get the dog or puppy, try to have a general idea of what size the dog or puppy's neck is. I'm going to tell you a full-blown female Siberian Husky is usually a medium-sized neck. It is not a large-sized neck. But I would highly suggest getting a large-sized collar anyway and adjusting it to it. But when you first get it, you may not be able to adjust it, so get a medium-sized collar. It will do for a little while. If you get a puppy, I would say get a small one. The next thing on your list is a leash. Because you can't lead your puppy around without a leash, it's going to run away. Collars. I would suggest not getting the cheapest one. Because you want a collar that's good and strong. So when you're going down the aisle, when you're going shopping for a collar, try to find a collar that's strong. I would highly suggest leather, like Sasha's is. It may not be real leather, but it's fake leather. Counts. Instead of something that's pretty but not very strong. So, get the best collar that you can afford. It may not be the prettiest, but your dog will stay with you, which is the most important thing, unless you want your dog running around the neighborhood. So, I don't know, maybe you like your dog running around the neighborhood. Get the tag either before you get your dog, before you get your dog or puppy, of course you'll already know what its name is, or right after you get your puppy, and I mean right after, because that puppy or dog can get loose anytime. And if it's running around house tags, it's basically a free dog. Next thing on your list would be dog food, of course. You gotta feed your dog something. Dog food can range from all kinds of prices. It can be fancy dog food or it can be regular dog food. Dog food is easily found at Walmart. They're usually semi-decently priced. If you use dog food, the more you buy, the better deal you get. It may not be cheaper, but you're paying less for an ounce than if you were doing a smaller bag. So if you have $20-some to spend on food, get a 40-pound bag. Go to Walmart, $22, Purina, regular dog food, of course, not puppy food. There you go. The next thing on your list is a bowl to put the dog food in, and a water bowl. This can range from all kinds of prices, cheap to non-cheap, depending on how fancy you go. I guess technically you could use your everyday food bowl. Kind of disgusting, but if you have to make do, you can. Just make sure you clean it out, please. Your dog ate out of it. Before I go on, I want to make a little note, okay? I'm sorry I'm not in a store right now. I would be, but not all stores like cameras in their place. So I decided to skip getting kicked out and just stay here. Next thing on your list is dog treats, so you can train your dog. But if you're really stringing some money, of course you can't afford dog treats. The next thing to get is brush. Warning, if you do not get a brush, your dog will not live in your house very long. One of the number one reasons why people get rid of Siberian Huskies, they shed a lot. Lots and lots and lots. When I brush my dog, 3 dogs worth of dog fur come out of it, so a lot of shedding. They can be expensive or cheap, depending on what kind you get. And of course, you can go the really super duper cheap route and find an old brush you never use and brush your dog with that. Yeah, technically, it's going to take longer, it's not going to do as good of a job, but you can do it technically. The next thing to get is a dog safety belt. A lot of owners out there decide they're going to let their dog in the backseat without a safety belt. Or better yet, in the back of a truck and a kennel. What if you get in an accident? Your dog's dead. Okay? Forget Fido living. Fido's dead. More importantly, anyone in that car, when that dog's flying around, might be dead too. Okay, so this is why I get a leash. This is why I get a safety belt for her. I don't want a 60-pound dog coming at my head at 60 miles an hour. Doesn't sound fun to me. So get this. This costs around $15, I imagine. I would suggest getting one. The last thing on my little to-get list is lint rollers or anything like it. Because even if you brush your dog, it's going to shed. They shed year round. Now it's important to note that most of the things I've been saying are for inside dogs. Outside dogs, of course, are going to either need a fenced-in yard or it's going to have to be chained up. I will tell you right off the bat I'm not very for this, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. I'm usually inside dog for Siberian Huskies. I will show in later episodes why. The last thing I really want to talk about in this episode is saving up your money for a Siberian Husky. Saving up can make this a lot easier. It may take a few months, it may take a few years depending on your income. If you don't make a lot of income, it's going to take a long time. One of our vloggers, Jersey the Girl 100, she saved up since she was 5 years old to get her Husky. That's how much she wanted it. So if you really want a Siberian Husky, you can save up for it. Another good way of doing this is, a good way to save up money is to, of course, go on Walmart and look at the shelves and see the prices. I will probably make another episode on how much the prices are, though the camera won't be in the store. I'll probably do that next time I'm at Walmart. Okay? That way I don't have to make an extra trip out there and spend gas money I don't have. Next time I'm out there, I promise you I'll get some prices for you. Some definite prices. Except for the seatbelt, because Walmart doesn't sell it. You will have to go to PetSmart or Petco. I got mine at PetSmart. So if you need a seatbelt, go to PetSmart. Don't go to Walmart and waste your money. I've never seen it there. Oh, and one more thing. I almost forgot it. Oh, shoot. Last thing I forgot to tell you. You need poop bags. Now, if you live in a rural area, you may not need them. But a lot of apartment complexes require you to pick up the dog's poop. So, you need poop bags. This thing, it costs around $8 for 120 bags. You get about 8 of these rolls. You can also get the plastic, picker-uppers, classic ones. But if you're walking your dog, do you really want to hold that? Not really. No. These are different everywhere. So, I live in the Chicago area, so things are a little bit more expensive. You go to a rural area, it might be a little bit cheaper. You know your stores. So that is it for part 1. I will be making other parts for different angles, and hopefully getting other vloggers to go on it too. Please note that if you see there's not another part 2 right after this, it's no big deal. I will probably be making it later on. It may not be right after this episode, but there will be other parts. Okay? Bye.